Well, happy Thanksgiving. I'm sorry that I have to lead this off with a sad announcement. Our former First Lady, Rosalind Carter, has just passed. And she was well known for her efforts on mental health and caregiving and women's rights. So I hope that during the holidays, you'll consider saying include the Carter family in your prayers. When our son Beau was deployed, we saw how much his children missed their daddy. And I know how many in this room are living with an empty chair at your table right now. Or maybe you're stationed far from your family and your table is a little smaller this year. You and your families sacrifice so much in times of war and peace. And it's our duty and honor to make sure that you feel supported. That's what my Joining Forces initiative, my White House initiative, supports military and veteran spouses, caregivers, and survivors. So that's what I started several years ago with Michelle Obama, and we have continued that on. And it's why we join military families for Friendsgiving year after year. Thank you to the Robert Irvine Foundation and the USO for making this possible. We hope you can wrap yourselves in the love and community that surrounds you, because family is more than parents and partners. It's the people in this room, the bonds we forge, and the families we create together. Now I'll turn it over to Navy veteran and Norfolk Navy spouse, Sabrina Sears. Sabrina?
Thank you. Good afternoon. I am Sabrina Sears. I am one of the many people with a spouse deployed on the Eisenhower. I have been married to my wonderful husband, ABEC Shannon Sears, for almost 9 years now, and we have 5 beautiful daughters. Before becoming a military spouse, I was active duty, and before that, I was a Navy brat. I can say that I've experienced this life from every perspective, and it is not hard. Being away from family and just put in a new place is not easy. But one thing I can say that makes it easier is this military community and events like these that help bring us together and let us know that we are not forgotten and we are still important. Now, it's my honor and privilege to introduce to you the President of the United States of America, President Joe Biden.
Thank you. Please, everybody sit down. You don't have to be standing. Thank you all so very much. You know, I've been saying for a long, long time, we have a lot of obligations as a government. We only have one truly sacred obligation. And that's to prepare those who we send into harm's way, care for them and their families when they come home, and make sure they're never forgotten. You literally are, it's not hyperbole to say, you literally are the backbone, the spine, the sinew of this nation. Only 1% of you, and it's important to keep in mind, 1% of you, that's all that protects the 99% of us, 1%. And the sacrifices you make, not just those in uniform, but those who are not in uniform. You know, there's that famous poet, an English poet who said, "They also serve, chaplain, who also only stand and wait." I watched for the year our son was in Iraq as a major in the United States Army, if you excuse the reference to the Army. In the Army. And I watched every morning that when I was home with Jill, she'd get up in the morning and she'd be standing on the way to teach school, and she'd be standing there with a cup of coffee over the sink, and you could see her mouthing a prayer that one of the generals, National Guard generals, wife had given her every day. And it's hard looking at that empty table, that empty chair, especially for holidays. It's hard watching it. And many of you were right here when you, not long ago, when you sent your troops off, your family off. But, they're incredible. Everywhere I go, and I've been into over 140 nations, everywhere I go in my career, no one misunderstands that we have the finest military in the world. Not a joke. We have the finest military in the world. And it's not just because of their fighting ability, which is undisputed, but the way, that's okay, you're allowed, she's allowed. In my family, kids rule. So she can holler, she can scream, do whatever she wants to do. But look, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You family members, you are the heart of this operation. You really are, not a joke. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And like I said, like Jill said, for the year after our son came home from Kosovo and then headed off to Iraq for a year as an Army major, I watched his kids every day. And anyway, I don't get to talking about that, but it's just not easy for you all. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And as I said, there's a John Milton, English poet, and I'll end with this, said, "They also serve who only stand and wait." They also serve who only stand and wait. And that's what you do. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I love your ears. I love them. They're really cool. What's your name?
Catherine.
Catherine, what a beautiful name. That's my mommy's name. Well, nice to see. How old are you, 17? 6. And how old are you, 15? 4. You're a pretty big guy. Well, I tell you what, be nice to your sister. You're going to need her someday. At least I did. Anyway, thank you all so very much. And if I get to give you the dressing. If you don't like dressing, just come up and pretend you do and say hi to me, okay? Thank you all very much, and happy Thanksgiving. May God love you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now I'm going to introduce the chaplain. Chaplain, thank you. Appreciate it.